Ce n'est pas la révolution ni la mobilisation, mais c'est affolant de voir tout.
Welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Joey Wobbs. That's Mr. Link, and welcome to Wabbslink. We are late today, but that's okay. I had an interview for a big company, and it went extremely well. My G. It went extremely well.
Hey,
So,
that's what I like to hear.
So that's round one done, right? I got two more rounds of interviews for two different companies that are bigger than the one I just did an interview for. So, inshallah, Habibi, inshallah. I had to
Inshallah.
So I had to hear. I appreciate everyone rolling through. Make sure you guys hit the like button when you get in here.
The chat. Who's in the chat? Listen.
Takori is already here. I appreciate you, Takori. You're my G. We were just talking about you before you came in here. We appreciate you tremendously, my G. Thank you for always showing up to every one of our shows, bro.
Always here, brother. Always
we appreciate you, bro. Anyways, we missed game week.
Bro.
We only do 1 week. We only do a show one time a week. Big up a tour. Another one of them ones. Every single time you are here, no matter what the time is. Tour, I know it's like 2 a.m. for you, so I really appreciate you jumping in here, bro.
Yeah, hey, blame Joey.
No, I know. I had big boy shit to take care of. So
I hear.
So yo, JJ, you went first game. The first game on the weekend was who? Who did you play over the weekend? Oh, City. Lost the City. And then you beat Sunderland at home, right? That was the 2 games.
No. Get that correct. We beat Sunderland at the Stadium of Light, my friend.
Yeah.
First team to do it all year.
Sunderland was at home. That's what I'm saying. Sunderland was at home.
No, Sunderland was at home. Yeah. So like that might be my only trophy this year. So
that's a big win. You're the only team to beat them there.
Yeah. It's huge, and it was a necessity, man.
Well, if you were going to stay in the race, right, you had to.
Yeah. Do you want to just dive straight into that? Because
I want to talk more about the title race. So, like, we'll get our shit out of the way. We'll do our predictions, and then we can talk about the title race while we do predictions.
Right. So, if we're talking about the top 4 race, I hear a lot of outside noise from fan bases saying how big that City game was.
I don't think it was that big, but
I don't think. I think it was
because
it was a big. Yeah, it was a big game in the sense of it was City versus Liverpool, but that game could be very inconsequential to both of our seasons.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, we would have loved to get 3 points against City, a game that we weren't necessarily pinned on to win. However, I think once again we are in a situation where if we put together some type of form, I have faith in one of the 3 of Villa, Chelsea, or United dropping points. Right?
I agree. I mean, there's no reason why like any one game in this run should make anyone feel like they're out of the race. Like just because I don't feel like anyone's consistent enough for us to like really have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of like the whole other side of it. One thing I will say is people are underestimating us. Just because we have a tough run at the end of the year, people are underestimating us. Like I've seen people like Saeed and Dan Potts already say, "Oh, Chelsea's out of the race," like because we have a run at the end of the year. But
shout out Saeed and Dan Potts, though. But yeah,
shout out to them, but they're just screwballs in my opinion. What have you seen from this Chelsea team over the last 2 years to make you believe that we're just going to drop off at the end of the year? Like at the end of the last 2 years, we went on 5-game winning rate streaks, if not more than that. Last year we went 6 of 7. The year before that under Poch, we went 5 for 5. Like I don't see how you can have that conversation about our football club. And Connor, big up to you too, bro. You're here every single week too. We appreciate you. I just don't see how any one of your football clubs can come here and say Chelsea's out of it. Look at their run at the end of the year. Like, you can't predict that right now. Not especially the way that we're scoring goals. Like we're just scoring goals we're scoring 2 goals at minimum every game. Like,
however, you're also giving up goals in new ways every week. So
yeah, but even there's a fun stat there. There's a fun stat behind it. We are we're the 4th leading defense in the league, tied with Sunderland for 3rd.
right.
So it's like, even with all this, you can't tell me that it's just because we score, bro. Like, what happened to Man United this weekend? They played a low block that knew how to defend, and they couldn't deal with it other than one Sesko moment.
Right, but what happened to you the other day?
Cole Palmer missed from 5 yards out. Am I expecting that to be the real reason why we lose we're going to lose? Because we should have scored 3 different times after we drew the game.
Right, but it's not that you can't rely on Cole Palmer in those moments. It's more so you have a young, inexperienced team. Like, random shit can happen.
Yeah, but that how is that any different from any of you, anybody else?
Because on top of you guys having the random moments where players don't show up or things just aren't clicking on the field, your defense is also porous. I know you say it's 4th best in the league, but when you say Sunderland is also tied up there, I'm thinking of the different styles of play and the teams that you're coming up against and the types of factors. You can say you're 4th,
I'm not
right?
saying that my defense is good. All right,
I know you didn't say your defense is good.
What I'm saying is everyone has flaws.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's literally all I'm saying, bro. Everyone has flaws. Like, you think that Man United playing against low blocks for the rest of the season is going to be a good thing for them?
No, but that's why.
Like, do you think that even Villa, with the way that they're the back run of they still got to play a bunch of us, and they got Europa playing on Thursdays? Like, here's the thing. In my opinion, we all make it, and Villa's the one that's probably going to drop off. And I've been consistent with that for over a month. That I don't believe in this Villa team to stay in the position that they're in. That's literally it. I don't believe in them. And they have the advantage right now, but they had the advantage last year. So did Forest. Like, they had the advantage on us last year. And at the end of the year, we were the team that came up in the top 5. We actually top 4. And that's how I see it happening again. All 3 of our teams are going to end up in the Champions League, and Villa's going to end up out of it. That's what's going to happen. Like, it happens every year with them. At the end of every year, they fall off. The last 2 years under Emery, they've fallen off.
But something has to give. And another thing is,
they're more injured now than they were in the last 2 years.
Something has to give. And to your point, everyone has flaws. At this point, I'm in survival mode. So I can't think about it from the perspective of a Villa or United or even a Chelsea. I'm more so saying we all have flaws. At least I have experience. And I just hope that we can scrape together enough points. Like, I'm not necessarily sure that Villa is going to just fall off again, because even though you may not rate the players, they have brought in players in. You get what I'm saying? Like, Man U, I don't have faith in, because I feel like their form is based off them playing 1 game a week. They're rested. They have time to prepare. But to your point, low blocks, and I think teams that respect them more in general won't afford them the space and freedom that they've had in past games.
See, the problem with Man United is they'll probably be good against the teams in the top half of the table.
It's
like,
the teams
then,
that don't respect.
Even the Brentfords and things of that nature, that's not a good matchup for them. Like, matchup-wise, it's not good.
Brentford's a terrible matchup for them. But Brighton, on the other hand, they should run through.
Who?
They should run through Brighton. But didn't they just play Brighton before Carrot got there?
Let's see their running. We don't really have to worry about running now because we're still like a week away before we have another Prem game.
This weekend's FA Cup, right?
Yeah, this weekend's FA Cup. Yeah, the next game is in 9 days from today.
See, that's huge for us.
It's huge for us. Me and you. Especially me. Because my manager has had zero fucking time on the training pitch since he's gotten here. Zero. He's had just tactic runs, and that's it. For the last fucking month and a half. He's been just doing tactic runs out there, and nobody else can run. No one's allowed to run. Because we're running every single day. We're running every 2 days. Pretty much. I'm just excited to see what he can do tactically because even against Leeds, like we looked way better. It was 6 minutes. 6 minutes of just 18-year-old blanking out, not clearing the ball. Caicedo being a dumbass and giving away a penalty. 6 minutes. And from that goal until the end of the game, we should have had 2 or 3 more. We should have. So, I'm not worried about this team. I'm going to be straight up. I'm not worried about this team. I'm not worried about none of it. I'm not worried about the top 4 race. I'm not worried about none of it. I'm fucking wondering how we do in the rest of these cups. That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering is what we do in the rest of these cups. I'm not worried about this top 4 race. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. Until they show me something where I'm not supposed to believe in them, I believe that they'll be fine for the back end of this season getting top 4. Especially the way that João Pedro is playing. Especially that.
Right? And this is another thing. Is João Pedro a purple patch? Is João Pedro, I've always been this good? Or is it João Pedro's improving?
I mean, I guess it could be any of the 3, really. Like in my opinion, this is the doing of the manager. Like the manager gets the most out of his strikers normally. Like just from watching him at Strasbourg, as much as I've watched him, he gets the most out of them. Okay, so I'm assuming that this is a confident. He's just a monster man manager. Like he's just getting him into positions and getting him into scenarios where he can be one-on-one or he can be the João Pedro that makes him dangerous. Like that's really what it is. Because bro, at the end of the game, there was a chance, like a cross from a quarter field on our side of the field, quarter side of the field, left hand side. He whipped the ball in, and João Pedro puts a header in that's probably like this close to fucking going in the top bids. And I'm like, this kid's moving a little bit different.
It wasn't that close. It wasn't that close.
It was.
I saw it. It looked cute. It looked cute.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing is you're gonna do this nonchalantness about my player, and I'm gonna give you praise about your player. So I don't want to really hear this. Like I really don't, because just because you have a player that I like doesn't mean you get to shit on my player, bro. Like,
me saying it wasn't that close isn't me shitting on João Pedro.
No. It started with the way the conversation started.
But I asked those questions.
Was all right, but it can be all 3.
Right, but I didn't say that in a negative way. I just posed the question. I rate João Pedro. You don't have to. Like, João Pedro is a key part of your success. It's the lap I have concerns with. But
the lap's not going to make it at this football club.
Right, and I don't have critique for Pedro. I don't think I said anything against Pedro. I just asked.
Nah, this guy is everything that I want in a striker right now. I'm still in the belief that the fit was still better if we switched both sides. I still have that belief. At one point, I switched back, but I still have the belief that the fit's better for both sides. And I don't think it's a bad fit for you though, right? Like I don't necessarily think it's a bad fit for us either, right? I just think the way that you guys create, you need someone. I think it's more. It's better for you to have a more efficient striker than the way that Hugo plays. And I think with us, we need a ball carrier so badly that his ball carrying for us would be so much more beneficial than technically. I think it would be more beneficial than if he was the efficiency of what João Pedro is. Because João Pedro is an efficient goal scorer. Like when he doesn't get a lot of shots. That's the thing, is when he does get shots, they are very precise majority of the time. Very precise. So that's kind of where my mind was kind of going with that conversation. And Ekitike is not crap, no matter how much anyone will tell me. I scouted Ekitike last year. I knew how good he was. I wanted him at my football club. He ended up at Liverpool, and I'm not going to change the way that I feel about a player just because he ended up at a rival club. Same way with Jake. Just because I like the way he looks, just because he's at Liverpool, I'm not going to change the way I scouted him. I'm not going to change my opinion. That's it.
I hear it. But to talk about João Pedro, I feel like João Pedro, he's not service dependent because he's really good on the ball. But I feel like I don't necessarily agree that João Pedro would be a better fit just because our attack is so void of anything outside of Hugo and Wirtz doing something of individual brilliance.
I hear that.
Because, like, I see João Pedro wanting to combine, but João Pedro would probably having the same effect that Ekitike has, where unless he combines with Wirtz and pulls something out of his ass, what is he really bringing us? Because
I mean, I think the difference, in my opinion, is his hold up is better, and with his back to goal, where I think
that's fair.
Where I think Hugo's strengths come with ball carrying. You know what I'm saying? I think he wants to face his man. He doesn't want ball. He doesn't want to have the ball to his feet with a person behind him. Where João's comfortable there.
Yeah,
João's
exactly.
comfortable in that spot. Where I think Hugo is more comfortable with the ball at his feet, looking at.
He's running at someone
and
correct.
running at someone. You see,
correct.
That's where I see the difference of the two styles. But I also see, like, because of the way that Gakpo and Salah play, I think a striker with that skill set is more. It would help them out. Okay,
right, and
that's where I think that different. That's why I think that's why I think the styles would be fitting a little bit better, because I think Hugo's in behind running would help with Cole Palmer's type of passing as well. Like, I think that, but not that say João Pedro doesn't do that. I just think that Hugo does it at
a different nature,
rate, a different level, because of his speed, because he's faster than João Pedro, and B, that's what he likes to do. That's the style of running, the style of runs that he wants to make. So, like, that type of ball in behind that João Pedro's been getting from Cole Palmer, Hugo thrives off those types of balls. So, like that's where in my mind, I'm like, if they were the real fit is if they were to switch. Like, that's the real fit in stylistically. You can disagree with me, but that's how I feel about it.
I get you. And conversely, when you look at Pedro has a number of headed goals. I think Pedro's probably better aerially than Hugo.
Mm-hmm.
And another point is the quality of service. You mentioned Gakpo and Salah. When's the last time you saw either of them put in the ball of quality that Reece James has put in? When's the last time you saw Salah clipping a back post ball to like Pedro Neto has? Right. So it's you say that. I feel like I have to reassert this point.
I think that's just a tool that he has in his box, not necessarily the whole entire.
Right, but I think for Pedro's sake, I don't think we would even know that if he was at Liverpool right now, because the quality of service to him wouldn't be good enough to figure that out.
That's fair. That could be true too.
So, yeah,
I think that we got the best of the bunch. Like,
without a doubt. And you know who was third? Sesko.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Woltmade, but then Sesko. Not fucking.
I'm giving Sesko over Woltmade just because Woltmade's not been able to play. He hasn't played him. He doesn't play him. He's going to get his ass fired for it, too. Eddie Howe's going to get his ass fired for not playing Ultimate. I'm telling you this right now. Eventually, this shit's going to fucking sting him in the face. And they're not going to be... I'm telling you. You don't spend $80 million on a guy and then fucking sit him on the bench behind Gordon at striker.
Behind Gordon. And that's the thing. It's not he's not playing. It's not like Wisa's starting.
It's not even like he's coming off the bench. Like with Sesko, he's at least coming off the bench and he's doing good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not even coming off the bench. Like, I give Sesko credit because he's actually doing stuff in his time that he's playing. I have to give him credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to. I think, and honestly, if Man United want to get anything out of these low block teams, they got to play with Sesko. They got to start with him. You can't play Mbeumo in that at striker. You can't play Cunha at striker against these low block teams. It's not going to work. They need space. And we saw how well West Ham defended him. Plain and simple. By the way, I was right about Kobe Manu.
What about him?
I knew if he was in a midfield three, and even if he was in midfield three with us, like say he was next to Caicedo and Enzo, he gonna cook. He's gonna cook. He's an 8. He's a natural 8. He can go box to box. People think his stamina, bro, he's been playing 90s straight. Yeah, you're gonna play 90s after a week. You should be. But he's playing 90s. It's not like he's getting sub. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know. Is he an 8 based on your interpretation of an 8? Or is he just another English 10 that should be an 8?
I think he's more of an 8 than any of these English 10s that are an 8. Like, I think he's more of an 8 than Mount. I think he's more of an 8 than Morgan. I think he's more of an 8 than...
Morgan's not an 8.
I know, but he plays him in the 8.
Yeah, Morgan's a slow left mid. Let's be honest. That's really what he is. Morgan Rogers is cold. For everybody watching, I love Morgan Rogers. He's cold. Morgan Rogers is a slow left mid. I feel like, and this is gonna sound super hater, I feel like the English, the nation of England, the country.
He's an 8 that can't defend. That's what I think.
Right, exactly. I feel like the definition of a 10 in England is so warped and misconstrued. Like they think someone that has a good first touch.
Cole's an only real 10.
But you say, and this is why I say that point, because is Cole a 10? Because I will still tell you that he's better on the right.
Yeah, but he's their only real 10.
Is he a 10?
Better on the right. Yeah, I won't disagree with you. But is he if you're profiling him, right, with his skill set is 10 oriented. Like, you want him in the inside spaces. Like, it's 10 oriented. It's not necessary. He's the closest thing that they have to a 10.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
With the ball range, the pat because of the passing range.
I'll take that. But that's why I asked that question.
Because Jude's
Jude's a 10. Jude's a 10.
He's not a 10.
Foden's a 10.
Foden's a 10.
Madison's a fucking 10. Morgan Gibbs White is a 10.
Closer to a 10 than the rest of them.
But to your point, Madison's more of a Morgan Rogers description where he's that 8 that doesn't play defense. That's what Madison is.
It's attacking 8s. You go attacking 8s and then box to box 8s. They have both of them. And then they have Wharton.
Yeah, and then they have Wharton.
It's literally it. It's like they have attacking 8s, they have box to box 8s, and then they have Wharton.
Yeah.
Who's the only one that's different from all of them.
And that's the thing. Even Wharton's different, but you wouldn't necessarily pigeonhole Wharton and say, oh, he's just a 6.
Mm-mm.
Like,
because you can't.
They're all 8s, bro.
Attacking 8.
Yeah.
In a pivot, you can't. You wouldn't be able to play Wharton and an attacking 8 in a pivot. It doesn't work.
No, that would make no sense.
Yeah, exactly my point. Why you have to play a 3. You actually have to play a 4-3-3 with that team. Like, it's the only way you get the best out of everyone.
Is your 3 Rice, Wharton, and Minu?
No, I'm probably picking still Anderson
Over Wharton? Or over
over
Minu?
over Minu.
Wow.
And
No,
that's only because of game
no
time.
representation? Crazy.
It's just because of game time.
But you say this. Do you see Minu
At
not
the end of
start?
the year, if by the end of the year, Minu is still consistently playing games, and
He will be. That's
I
why.
will 100% change that statement.
That's where I'm having that assumption where it's like I don't see Minu not starting another game for United the rest of the season unless he's hurt.
Yeah,
Because they're only playing one game a
which
week.
I assume he will, right? Which I assume
Yeah.
he will, right? Like if it's that, then I'm saying yeah, Kobe should start over Anderson. Like it should be Rice. It should be Rice, Wharton, Kobe, or Rice, Wharton, Anderson.
You know what it should be? You know what it should be? And you're going to laugh. But England will win a World Cup like this. You put Kobe, Warren, and Anderson in the same midfield, and you put Rice as center back. You put Saka at left back, reset right back, Gay next to Rice. That's a possession-based side. What's wrong with that?
Like,
What's wrong with that?
That's Rice's future, though. Like right now, Rice.
It's his past and his future.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I think that's because he still has the physical tools that he has. He could still play in the midfield for now. Like that's just what it is. Like, and eventually, bro, that kind of player eventually turns into a center back. Like we're all gonna see it eventually. It's all gonna eventually happen. It might not even be. It might even be at Arsenal in 2 years when Arteta runs him to the fucking ground, continues to run his ass to the ground. Probably be at Arsenal. Once they fucking lose Saliba or Gabriel, they'll probably end up moving Rice to the back further.
My dad says that's what Arsenal should do. They should cash in on Saliba, get 100 mil, put Rice at center back. Call it a day.
Have you watched this Fernandez guy, Taj, from the guy they got from Southampton?
He's all right. He's a feisty guy, and I feel like I have PTSD, and I don't like his face now because I feel like he put in a decent performance against us.
Yeah, he did.
I think he scored against us too.
He played pretty well against us too.
He's all right. I don't watch West Ham enough.
If you had told me he was a squad player for us, I wouldn't mind it.
Right, but that's the thing. Like, he's young too, so it's like, do you need another 23-year-old squad player?
You're damn right it would.
It would, but it'd win England the World Cup.
If they won the World Cup, right?
If they win the World Cup like that, they're gassed. They're saying, "Oh, we got the best right winger and the best left back. We got the best center mid and best center back." You know how they do.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Rice hitting free kicks from center back, bro. They'd lose it. They'd lose it. They'd lose it. But yeah, I mean, England is a very interesting situation. I feel
let's talk about this title race. So Arsenal draw today.
Bro, right. Slow roast. It's a slow roast for all the Arsenal fans watching, listening. Bro, it's a slow roast.
Like, any Arsenal fan that has any chest right now, I don't know how. I just don't know how. If I was in your
shoes, it's not chess.
Bro, this is like the Buffalo Bills. This is like the Buffalo Bills. They get to the Super Bowl 4 years straight. They lose every single fucking time. And then everything is just hope and dreams. Bro, I don't know how, I swear to God, I'm so mad about this, bro. I'm so fucking mad. I don't know how Gabriel stayed on the field. If Gabriel...
I'm going to blow my nose. That's a red, bro.
If he was wearing blue, he would have been sent off twice. He would have been sent off fucking twice if he was wearing blue. If that guy was wearing Chelsea blue, he would have been sent off twice in that game. Double reds. Bro, I don't get it. I fucking hate this I hate this fucking league, bro. I hate this fucking league. Bro, like, bro, there's a stat. I want to try to find it. Fouls to yellow cards, bro. This shit had me livid. There's a stat about fouls to yellow cards in the league right now. I want to try to find it real quick. Yeah, here it is. I knew I could find it right away. Motherfuckers. What they got about what they got? What's their fucking shit? What is this shit? Arsenal can literally commit twice as many fouls as us. And get like they can literally commit twice as many fouls as us to the amount of yellows they get. Twice as many before they get a yellow. That's insanity.
How many fouls per yellow? Was it 7.4? I can't read that.
7.4 fouls per yellow.
Jesus.
7.4. And
Seven?
I knew, you don't gotta tell me that fucking Manchester United's on there. I knew Manchester United's out there. They've been getting good calls since I was a kid.
But
since I was a child.
You know what's crazy? Think about the fouls
since
they
I
don't
was a
call.
child, bro. I knew Manchester United has been getting good calls since I was a child. Like this Arsenal shit. That shit pisses me off because it's us and Spurs at the top. Spurs are a fucking relegation side. And we're in the same range as them. That's some bullshit. And
hey, man.
To you.
Discipline.
Big up to you, Atletico Madrid fan. You deserve everything.
Hey, big up. Cooking flick.
Today,
cooking them dudes.
Bro,
hey, how you like Lookman, bro?
Today, my G. You deserve everything.
Hey, Lookman changed your life, bro.
All of it. You deserve everything, my G. I hope you enjoyed today. Because I know I would have. I would have been enjoying. You have no idea. When we beat Barca, I enjoyed it more than almost any game that I've seen in years. Since the fucking Champions League final, bro. In years, I haven't felt that good, bro. In years, beating them boys like that. Whoo! Kudos to you, my G. Kudos to you. All right, back on subject, bro. Back on subject. Quiz Pursuit. You can tag me in that. I want to read that. Tag me in that shit real quick. I want to read that later. Bro, this stat is insanity. This stat to me is insanity.
Bro, that's staggering.
Yeah. They can commit 3 more fouls a game before getting a yellow card. And it's proven. It's proven. Like when we watch the second leg of our tie in the Carabao Cup, first minute of the game, Cucurella runs past Timber and Timber grabs him. Anywhere on the fucking field, it's yellow. Anywhere on the field, it's yellow. But for Arsenal, in the first minute of the game, nope. Anywhere on the field, that's a yellow card. You are not allowed to do that. Can someone explain this to me? These numbers don't make any fucking sense to me. Why can they commit 3 more fouls a game, 3 more fouls before they get a yellow card? Exactly, John. You're not fucking deluded, bro. John, I promise you're not deluded, bro. talked to you enough times, bro. I've talked to you enough times, bro. You are not deluded. This is real. This is real. Real information. Why is this the case? Why is it that we're up at the top? What do we have on these? What did we do to these referees for us to be at the top like this? And what did these fucking scumbags do to be at the bottom? Does Fergie still have juice? That's why Man United's there? Guys, we're us complaining about the refs isn't crazy. Okay? We're not crazy. We are seeing it with our eyes and we are being treated unfairly. That's the reality. That's the reality, bro. Even Liverpool, look where Liverpool is. 5-8. Still nearly 2 fouls a game. More. 2 fouls more that they're allowed to do without getting a yellow. 2 fouls more. That's still a fuck ton. That's still a fuck ton.
Nah, your players are just aggressive. You gotta like no funny shit. I'm not trying to rage bait you, but like you have to remember that you employed the lap.
Not as aggressive as fucking Arsenal, bro.
That may be the case, right? And
Not
I
as
understand your point,
Arsenal.
but you still employ the lap. You still employ Caicedo. You still employ Cucurella.
That's
you
irrelevant.
You have your center backs.
I do not give a fuck. That's absolutely irrelevant.
That's not.
I shouldn't know. I shouldn't. If I'm walking into a fucking game, you should ref the game. If Timbuktu was fucking at playing striker and not fucking go. If Timbuktu was up there and not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You ref it fairly. If they make a foul, you call the yellow. If they don't make a foul, bro.
Those numbers, those numbers may not necessarily.
I watched João Pedro, Cucurella, and all these men be held by fucking Arsenal for fucking 70 minutes of that game. Held, bro. They run people into the keeper. No fouls. No, bro, this shit is garbage. Dude, there's no explanation that you can give me, JJ, that makes any sense. Just because Tottenham have Christian Romero doesn't mean you can give him a yellow because he makes a foul that Gabriel does at the same other end of the pitch and doesn't get a yellow. The yellows are the same. Today, we saw fucking Gabriel kick someone in the chest and didn't get a yellow. The fucking sideline referee is watching him kick somebody in the chest, and he didn't get a second yellow. He got kicked. He kicked them in the fucking chest. That's all I got to say. He kicked him in the fucking chest on a yellow card. And just because he didn't want to ruin the game, kiss my fucking ass. If he's wearing blue, clearly, if he's wearing blue, he's sent off. It's that simple. The stats show it. If he's wearing blue, he gets sent off.
Those stats do not correlate to him wearing blue being sent off.
How? Tell me how. The stats show right there. If Chelsea commit a foul, okay, listen, if Chelsea commit a foul, every 4 fouls Chelsea commit, they get a yellow. Every 7 fouls Arsenal commit, they get a yellow. How does it not correlate?
Because you don't understand, you don't know the sample size. So what if you commit less fouls, but they're harsher offenses, Joey? What if you commit 4 fouls in a game and one of them's a red card? What would that number look like, Joey? I'm not saying you're wrong. All I'm saying is that you can't necessarily take that just from the incident today that we saw and the numbers that are at hand. I'm not disagreeing with you, but you're getting too hot about this, brother.
Bro, because it's the truth.
I'm not saying it's not the truth. I'm also saying you can't take that from just 2 instances.
I watch these teams enough.
Statistically speaking, you would have to see what the sample size is.
Okay, I'm not just bringing sample size to this. I'm bringing my eyes plus data. Okay, I'm not just doing
But
this.
you have to fully understand the data. What if
What is the
you
data?
commit
I understand the data. How do I
half the
not understand the
fouls?
data?
If you commit half the amount of fouls that Arsenal does, your number is going to be higher. Do you understand that? If you have the four, how many red cards do you have this year, Joey?
How's that? This is to
Joey,
yellows. This
Joey,
is to yellows.
it's just yellow cards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you would have to know what the sample size is of how many fouls that you have committed versus the fouls that Arsenal has committed. Now, if you want to make a case and say, well, Arsenal has less fouls called against them, then you can make that if you go further and look at it. But you can't make that assessment just from these numbers and the fact that they didn't call that. And I need to say this before you jump in. I'm not disagreeing with either point you're making, but you're going too far with it by saying this is just true by showing me this table. That should have been a red today. I agree with you.
It's literally like I'm just, the way that I'm putting this is this, right? Even if the number of fouls is higher, the ratio still should be quite similar. Like, regardless on what you're talking about, regardless on number of fouls that are committed, right? The ratio shouldn't be a double. And no matter what, JJ, no matter what, the ratio should never be double. Like that's a discrepancy that is 100% that should be.
But you're not even like you're not
It
like
doesn't matter.
Joey. It does though
How?
because
How does it matter?
if you commit half the number of fouls that Arsenal does and your fouls just happen to get cards, then that would indicate, well, not even indicate, it would suggest that you're a more aggressive team. I understand that there's the eye test, Joey. Please stop trying to argue with me about this because I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you can't grasp that from the numbers. Because if you commit 200 fouls, and let's be more realistic. There's 30, we've played 20 something games. Say you've committed 70 fouls this year, and Arsenal has committed 200. You could say, then you could make that statement.
To me, it's like, if you, even if the numbers are probably
Look at what John's saying. That is more of a point I can get from the numbers you're talking about. Because if Arsenal's not getting called for fouls, then yeah. But for you to just say that you get more cards, that could just mean your team's aggressive. In the case for
No,
Tottenham, that could just be the cards that they get for
this
bad
is
challenges.
number of fouls per foul, number of cards per foul.
Per foul, yes, but if the denominator is different, then the per is going to be different, Joey. You know this. That's all I'm saying.
But once
That's
again,
all I'm saying.
If you're looking at ratios, okay, you should not have a discrepancy of double,
But
regardless.
ratios change with sample size.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
You're all looking at an equivalent sample size based off of the number of games of played. So all of the sample size, regardless,
It's
is going to
not.
be.
It's
Bro,
not
how is
cards
that
per
even
game.
possible?
It's
Bro,
not card. It's not cards per game. It's cards per foul.
Yeah. Okay. Cards per foul. Okay. So even if
Why are we arguing about this? I'm not even disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it's.
This is what I mean, bro. This is what I mean. Like, I don't get how we can have this conversation and we watch the football, right? And all I'm saying is how does this keep fucking happening where our team, just against this weekend, Leeds would go in, slide tackle the fuck out of someone, pull someone down, no fucking yellow whatsoever. Our guy talks and he gets a fucking yellow. Like, I just want to understand how the fuck this keeps on happening. Why is it so different? Why is it that our football team, and you can't give me because you commit more fouls, you get more yellows? You can't.
I didn't say that.
I know, but that's literally it. That's the only thing that someone can tell me that said that can make this make sense. It's literally it.
That wouldn't make sense. That would make less sense because then you have a larger denominator, and that way it'd be a smaller number.
We commit the most fouls in the league.
Right, but then inversely, because that's a smaller number, then this number would be larger and you wouldn't be at the top. If you commit the most fouls and you get the least amount of cards, then naturally your number would be lower, like Arsenal, which is why I asked the question. We have to know how many fouls occurred. Thank
There
you.
you go.
Thank you,
There's the
Connor.
answer.
Thank you.
It's a
Now you
20
can
foul
make that
difference,
statement.
and there's
Now
a
you
double in amounts of yellows.
Thank you. Now you can make that statement. But until I knew the sample size, I can't make that judgment.
I to me, the judgment's easy because I've watched them.
I watch them as well, but I'm biased. Are you. So when you put numbers in my face, I want to understand the numbers.
It's actually insanity. This is an insane number to me. It's nearly double. It's literally nearly double. Thank you, Connor, for going and getting that, bro. I appreciate you. But this is an insane number to me. This is why I can't take this shit seriously, bro. Because how's anybody supposed to fucking get through that? How's anybody, bro? Caicedo's about to hit his 8th yellow card. We get one more yellow. He's about to hit his 8th.
Okay. So my next question: do you think Caicedo was undeserving of all 8 of those yellow cards?
There's a lot of tackles that Caicedo makes that he gets called for a foul or gets yellow. Ask anybody. Ask any Chelsea fan, they'll tell you the same exact thing. He'll make a tackle and he'll get called for a foul. And then the next tackle that he makes that's he does commit a foul, then he gets a yellow because the first one wasn't a yellow. He wins the ball. It happens it happens all the time with this guy, bro. It's like it still doesn't make sense. How does one commit nearly as many fouls as another team and get half the amount of yellow cards? Even if you told me, JJ, there was a 10 difference, 10 card difference, I'd be like, okay. Like me, where you and me are, I get it. Okay.
No, but this is a staggering difference. I get your point.
It's not a big discrepancy. This is a giant discrepancy. And I watch the games and it infuriates me because if he was wearing blue, like I said, if Gabriel was wearing blue, he gets sent off 4 more times this year. 4 or 5 more times this year. It's like, I just can't stand it. Yeah, Manchester United.
John makes a good point.
Manchester United is not better. It is not much better. But and historically, bro, historically.
Hey, thank you, John, for your objectivity. I appreciate that. And no, that petulance doesn't. No,
I don't like that because every fucking team, every play, like you can't go on a field as a football. There's a bias there then because if you can't go on,
he's a Chelsea fan.
No, I'm not talking about John being biased. I'm talking about the fucking refs being biased. Because you can't go on the football field, make a wrong call or make a call against the other team and not see someone in the fucking team, somebody that made the fall, talk to the ref. Never. It happens all the time with Arsenal. It happens all the time. You see fucking Arteta's out of his box every single fucking game. Like, what are we talking about? Every time they're on the corner and they're screaming at referees every single time. Not allowing themselves to get in the position they want to be in so they can push the fucking goalkeeper. Like, that's garbage, bro.
How long are we going to talk about the ref stuff for? We were supposed to be talking about the title race.
Well, that's part of the title race. This is part of the title race. This is the advantage they have. This is the advantage they have on not just me, not just you, but all the teams. This is their advantage. This and their fucking being able to fucking impede the goalkeeper every single time they fucking go to a corner. That's their advantage. Because honestly, they're a shit football club. They are a shit football club, bro. This is it. I watch them I watch nearly every single game that they play. Without Kai Havertz, they do not look fluid. Plain and
Yeah, I
simple.
could do that. Yeah.
Plain and simple. Without Kai Havertz, they are not a fluid football team. They need someone close to Gyökeres to get anything out of the guy. Anything out of the guy. And Kai Havertz roams behind the striker. That's what he likes to do. It's the most annoying way to watch a football game. It really is. I don't. Is this how we're back under Mourinho?
I think objectively, you'd say there's similarities. I think you had more moments of individual brilliance from the players that you had. I also think you had a better quality of winger overall, but they don't have Lampard pulling shit out of his ass, you know.
Dude, that one season, Lamps was just hitting them from.
I was looking at the stats with my dad the other day. You had Lampard, you had Duff, you had Joe Cole, you had Robin. And I think all of them, except for maybe Robin, had as many or as more goals than Drogba. And Lampard had like 13 that year.
Mm.
So it's like you had a variety of goal scorers. And I feel like you had, even though there was more defensive mindedness in Chelsea, I feel like you still had more individual attacking quality and an understanding of the quality around you. I don't think Mourinho has ever restricted his attacking players and what they do in the final third. I think he's just asked for tactical discipline on the defensive end.
I think that's pretty simple. That's a pretty easy way of describing it. But also, I think also DDA was more of a creator back then.
You're right. You're right. But you like and not just a creator, I think a better word is a disruptor. Because that's what I think Arsenal would like Gyökeres to do. But he's not doing that to the effectiveness they would like currently.
Sure.
But I think Drogba being on the field creates a presence and, to the point your term that you like to use, a magnetism with center backs, where even if Drogba wasn't scoring, the fact that he was able to occupy less athletic center backs to allow Lampard or your wingers to get through on goal was vital. I think inversely, or conversely probably, for Gyökeres, you would say, I would say as a hater, I have more confidence in Arsenal dropping points the longer Gyökeres is on the field.
I'm telling you, without Kai Havertz, Gyökeres is useless, bro.
But it's not. I don't think that could be the case. But I don't see
here's the thing.
Havertz just be there instead of Gyökeres. Havertz is just a better footballer than Gyökeres.
True, but what you can do is with Havertz though, what you get the most out of Havertz because Gyökeres is occupying center backs. He's trying to occupy center backs most of the time. It's like all he does is occupy center backs, and Havertz knows how to roam around that. Like that's what his style of play is to play behind a striker. And it doesn't and he wants to be up the pitch, unlike Odegaard who wants to pick up the ball and fucking in Narnia back by his goalkeeper. Like this kid, he's trying to run in behind most of the time. So like that's the thing is he's a lot more intellectual than what Gyökeres can do. Like he's just a more intellectual footballer in the way that he wants to make his runs and pick up the ball into spaces. But a player like Gyökeres helps Hazard be able to pick up the ball in behind him, right? It might not be Gyökeres. It may make Gyökeres look a little bit better because he only has to make a 3-yard pass to Havertz because that's how far away he is. You see what I'm saying? Where instead of if when you have Gyökeres isolated up there by himself, he has to hold up the ball and wait for Odegaard to get to him, or wait for Rice to get to him, or wait for one of the wingers to get close to him. With Kai's already close to him most of the time.
Right, but you say that and that sounds great, but then you have the problem that Arsenal's always had, where it's are you playing a midfield of Rice and Zubamendi, where it was Rice and Jorginho, or like are you sacrificing your captain? Is a better way to put it,
Yeah, that's what they have to
or
do for it to
or
be
are
successful.
you sacrificing Rice because you have if you're gonna play Havertz in midfield, you have to play Zubamendi because someone's got to get him the ball.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. It has to be one or the other. Like you can't play Rice. I mean, you can't play Zubameni and Odegaard, in my opinion. Like as
Not
your
if
back
Havertz
line.
is in the midfield. No,
Yeah. Anyways, City. We could talk a little bit about City and close it off.
I can't stand City, bro. I can't stand City
Why can't you stand them?
because they should be in first already. But they're also like they're not good. Like I can say that after losing to them and bottling a lead. They're not good. They have some good players. Holland's out of form, but they have rotation issues.
He did score yesterday.
That's fine. Good for Holland. Hopefully he gets back into form for City's sake. But they have issues with their rotation. I don't think Pep knows his best lineup. Or
I
even if
agree.
he does, he refuses to play it because he has players that are higher up the totem pole, aka Foden, that need to play.
I mean, he's
So
benched him.
he's benched him, but Foden's not going to stay out of the lineup the rest of the season, right?
I
I
mean,
feel like there's a bit of congestion in the attacking line, and at times you've seen City
I
look
don't.
better with
Wait,
Marmoush up
wait, wait,
top
wait,
as
wait.
opposed to Holland.
Let's break that down every piece that you just said quickly. I want to start. Just take a step back real quick. You said that there's a breakdown in their attacking line. You said
Squad congestion in their attacking.
congestion in their attacking line. Talk to me about what you mean by that.
As outside looking in, I can see a lineup where Marmoush up top works better for City than Holland up top, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not going to happen more than one game every month or so, if it does, even with that rate,
Sure. Okay.
right? So Marmoush is picking up form. You're not going to bench him for Holland. Holland's going to want his goals, so Holland's not going to be okay with coming off the field early. So that moves Marmoush out wide, right? So Marmoush is a hybrid, but he needs to get minutes out wide. You have Semenyo, who you just brought in. He has to play somewhere, right? We saw Semenyo against Liverpool play in what I would call a 4-1-3-2 in the right half space where people were mistaking him for a 10, right? I don't see how well that works. So they're trying new formations, they're tweaking stuff, and that's just Semenyo. Then you have Phil Foden. Is he a winger? Is he a cam? We still don't know, but he's got to play somewhere, and he's not playing better than Cherky, right?
I mean,
I know I know I haven't listed all the attackers. Who am I missing?
Doku.
Thank you, Jeremy Doku.
I think he's injured right now, but
He may be injured, but when he comes back,
I mean, here's the thing though. As much as we want to say that, right? Like the attacking depth that they have is something that we probably both would want.
you say that, but you want depth if you know how to use it. I would
Sure.
consider Bernardo more a midfielder, right?
Yeah, I think
But
he's been
so
more
like that depth is good if you have a front three firing and you know who to bring off the bench at what time, and you know they're going to get you goals, so then you can rotate your side. But and it's not the attack isn't the biggest problem. The attack is only a concern because there's so many inconsistencies at defense. Yes, Gay, he's a good player.
I don't think it's the defense. I think it's the midfield, personally. When I watch them, bro, they have zero control in the midfield. Like zero. Like it with like the I think the one thing that if Pep adopts this, right? If he eventually adopts this the idea of it is using Nico O'Reilly as an actual midfielder and not as a fullback. And when you do that, it allows you to get more legs in the midfield, which they severely lack. And I think that that's the big thing with them is if Nico O'Reilly can come in and be the midfielder that I think he is, because I believe he could play any position. He's that good. I think he's a quality footballer. If he can do what I think he can do and be Kovacic like, where I'm asking you is for I'm asking you for ball carrying, and I'm asking you for legs, right? If you could just do at that level of football for me, I think that midfield is going to be fine. And that's the thing, right? If they play this midfield three right here, I think they'll win the title. If this is the midfield three that I believe will take them to the title.
Right. Okay. And then that goes back to the attack. So if that's the midfield three, who the hell is the front three?
I mean, you have option. You have three positions, and you got a lot of options. So, like, I mean, rotation is going to be necessary because of the fronts they're on. They're still on all four. So, like, I get where you're coming from. Realistically, you're right? Like, there is congestion. It's just, for me, can Pep figure out the solution for the midfield? Like, because that's where they really struggle. Like, that's where you can really beat them. Like, that's truly where you can beat them, is in the midfield. All right, let's call it a day.
Predictions.
Now we got a week.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. My
Yeah,
bad.
so
Speaking of language.
We'll see you. We'll do it next. We'll do it next week. Everyone, we appreciate you guys coming in. There's 20 of you, and it's late in the UK, so we appreciate you guys. I know a bunch of you from the UK stuff, so we really appreciate you guys hanging with us doing this late show. We'll be back probably a little bit earlier. Next week at least. I don't know about the future because my job will be probably different in the next month or so. So we'll see what happens with that. We appreciate everyone. We'll see you guys later. Take care.
Brush your hair.
Yo.